even know. Are we ready? By the time we get to Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre is going to be a heel. We are live, man. WWE is venturing into treacherous territory with Drew McIntyre, man. WWE better be careful. Because with tonight's outcome, I don't see how you're looking at the field of men's Money in the Bank participants and you want Drew McIntyre to win Money in the Bank. They need to be very, very careful. Matt Riddle continues to be the best thing about Monday Night Raw, but he was without Randy Orton tonight. And Ricochet gives us one of the best highlights on Monday Night Raw in 2021, but that really isn't saying much at all. Plus, I got your Raw news and rumors, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only place you need to be on your Monday night. This is your Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Script.
This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, hipster hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for June 28th, 2021. I am your host, JD from New York. Welcome to the OTS venue. We are live on YouTube. And WWE, man, like I said in the beginning of the show, like I said in the intro, WWE is venturing into very treacherous territory, man. WWE is venturing into very treacherous territory. I think Jacob Donnelly said it in one of the super chats that we'll go over a little bit later. I'm going to read you his right now. He said that Drew McIntyre is literally one win away from becoming the 2015 Roman Reigns. And you do not want to be Roman Reigns of 2015. Drew McIntyre is a fantastic professional wrestler, man. I'm not going to shit on Drew McIntyre. I know this is not his fault. I think Drew McIntyre is amazing. Great in-ring performer. I've said it for years. I've said it pretty much since the beginning of his rise in WWE. When he first came back to NXT. You want to create a perfect professional wrestler, you look at Drew McIntyre, man. He's legitimately perfect in every sense of the word. The way he is, the way he wrestles, the way he looks, his height, everything about it. Everything about Drew McIntyre is perfect. But I don't think WWE Creative is doing him justice, man. I really don't. It's at a point right now where people are legitimately getting sick and tired of Drew McIntyre. Fans are not going to accept this shit when they go back in front of live fans in a couple of weeks. They're not. I'd be surprised if the fans accept any of the bullshit WWE has given us without them in attendance. WWE is lucky they are where they are right now without fans. The Rhea Ripley shit, the Alexa Bliss shit, the women's division as a whole, Eva Marie, Drew McIntyre, Raw. They're lucky they don't have fans, man. But when Drew McIntyre gets back in front of fans, you took somebody that gave the WWE Universe excitement last year when he won the Royal Rumble. People were legitimately on their feet when this guy eliminated Brock Lesnar. It was one of the best moments of the entire year from the Royal Rumble. You take a look at that Drew McIntyre and you compare him to where we see Drew McIntyre now. It's not the same guy, man. WWE does not know how to book baby faces. They know how to book characters. Clearly, we see it with Roman Reigns. WWE knows. I don't know how much of that is the writing team. I don't know how much of that is Vince or Bruce or anybody. It's probably Paul Heyman. How much of that is Daniel Bryan? Is he still working behind the scenes? We don't know where he is or where he stands. WWE, they know how to book somebody when they want to book somebody. Just look at Roman Reigns. But why is it so difficult when it comes to a guy like Drew McIntyre? Why is it so difficult when it comes to a guy like Matt Riddle? They had one thing to do tonight after what I thought was a commendable effort tonight building this show around Matt Riddle. A commendable effort. They gave you Battle Royal, which he didn't have to go in and do anything. He's already qualified for the Money in the Bank. But he's going in there and he's sticking up for his friend who, by all means, doesn't really give two shits about Matt Riddle. Randy Orton, and I use the term friend loosely. But he's in this Battle Royal because he thinks they're bros. He thinks that they're tag team partners. They got merchandise and they got all this other shit together. They got natural on-screen chemistry. They think, or he thinks, that they are bros legitimately. So this guy went into a Battle Royal tonight because Randy Orton was not there. I don't have the reason as to why he was absent from Monday Night Raw. Maybe we get that somewhere down the line in the next couple of days. But he entered a Battle Royal to win, which he eventually did. And then he got placed in the triple threat, last chance Money in the Bank qualifier with AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre, and he took Randy Orton's place. WWE knows how to book somebody when they want to book somebody strong. Look at Roman Reigns. Why was tonight so difficult to give Matt Riddle the win and take him from where he is right now and continue to build him up to be a superstar on Monday Night Raw? Why did it have to go to Drew McIntyre? Because Drew McIntyre needs a place in the Money in the Bank card? I don't really understand that. You could do whatever you need to do with Drew McIntyre, but I honestly think fans are sick and fucking tired of Drew McIntyre. The way I'd book Drew McIntyre is I'd have him just continue to lose, and I'd have him sink into the lowest doldrums of insanity. He's made it his mission to win the WWE Championship, and he just fails at every situation he has. He comes close, and it's never close enough. Have him go through this fucking mental just breakdown and turn him heel. That's what you really need to do. Because I don't think the fans are going to really embrace him when he comes back in front of fans and the WWE comes back in front of fans anyway. But why was it so difficult to give Matt Riddle the win tonight? I mean, WWE could still get to where I think they're going to go, but it's all about building new stars on this show, which they've shied away from for many, many, many years. So why, when it's staring you right in the face, do you blatantly ignore it and don't do anything about it? Matt Riddle winning this match was the right outcome. Him losing was the worst outcome. AJ Styles, he's untouchable. You could do anything with AJ Styles, man. AJ Styles can win, lose, left, right, up, down, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's going to be AJ Styles in the eyes of fans no matter what. But Matt Riddle, you start toying with him winning and losing and up and down and 50-50 booking and start being wishy-washy with his booking, it's not going to go so well for Matt Riddle. I don't know why WWE needed to pin Matt Riddle tonight. What exactly was the choice in outcome there? Why did McIntyre need to pin Matt Riddle after the whole fucking show was built around Matt Riddle? Couldn't pin AJ Styles? Couldn't just leave Matt Riddle out of the match after, quote-unquote, breaking his foot on a steel stair shot, kicking the steel steps with his bare foot? Couldn't keep him out of the match? I would have rather him sit in the back and just be escorted out of the building instead of him coming back ultimately to lose. This is, in my eyes, working out well for Matt Riddle. I said this from day one. I didn't get it. First couple weeks were like, I don't believe this shit. I was more worried about the tag team division. WWE piecing together makeshift tag teams because they got nobody else on the show. But then I seen their on-screen chemistry, he and Randy Orton. And I'm like, this is working out great. This is easily the best part of the show. One segment out of 16. Thank God I got one out of 16 to keep me sane. I like what they do together. WWE could easily get to the same point that they're building around with Matt Riddle. But the thing is, if they can't get something like this correct on this night, which is so simple, are they going to get it right at SummerSlam? Matt Riddle is in the Money in the Bank. Randy Orton is not. Randy Orton is a heel in everybody's eyes anyway. All he has to do is show up at Money in the Bank and screw out Matt Riddle from a shot at winning Money in the Bank. Instant heel turn. Matt Riddle becomes super babyface over with the crowd. Their build to SummerSlam one-on-one could be great. Matt Riddle turns into a serious babyface in his feud with Randy Orton. They have a one-on-one match at SummerSlam, which goes with how great that card needs to be. In Las Vegas, SummerSlam. Then Matt Riddle goes over. Matt Riddle goes over Randy Orton at SummerSlam, and you start booking Matt Riddle into the main event scene on Monday Night Raw because you have no baby faces that the fans genuinely want to get behind. Kofi Kingston's not the answer. I said this for weeks. Kofi Kingston is literally a transitional opponent for Bobby Lashley at Money in the Bank so that they get Bobby Lashley to SummerSlam, and God knows what the fuck they're going to do there. Is it going to be Lesnar? Is it going to be McIntyre? Is it going to be Goldberg? I don't know. But if WWE can't get this booking correct on this night, how are they going to get it right at SummerSlam? It doesn't really give me any hope that they're going to do it right. But I think tonight, with what they did with Matt Riddle, I thought it was commendable. I thought it showed some promise. But I'm not like these other geeks in the community that are really going to give WWE the benefit of the doubt. That's the fucking problem. So many content creators in this community, they are so willing to give WWE a break. They are so willing to give WWE the benefit of the doubt after one decent segment on a somewhat okay show by Monday Night Raw standards, which we know is the worst fucking show ever. So really, how good was it when all the other weeks were fucking abysmal? You really got nothing to base it off of. So many content creators in the community give WWE the benefit of the doubt when they see something, a small cunt hair's worth of hope. It's actually disgusting. If WWE showed us anything, it's that they don't listen to the fans. If WWE has shown us anything, they don't do what needs to be done. I would not be too quick to think WWE is going to do the right thing because they didn't get it right tonight. They did. And Drew McIntyre, man, they're walking a very thin line with Drew McIntyre. This guy is going to get booed out of the fucking building, man. Let me see him cut one of his history teacher fucking promos in front of a live audience, man. You thought the what chant was bad in AEW when Ethan Page got it on Saturday night? Wait till you get it back in WWE when this fucking guy pretends he's a goddamn fucking high school history teacher. Don't be so quick to give them the benefit of the doubt. They need to stay on course and do what is right with Riddle. If they don't, I don't know how many times I can end up being right on this fucking show. Thank you guys very much for joining me inside the OTS venue tonight, man. I appreciate all of you stopping by. We got 1,500 inside the venue. We got a lot to go over tonight. Not really that good of a show. It never really is, but the Matt Riddle stuff was highly entertaining. We'll go over what happened tonight. More Batman, Nikki Cross. They changed her name, folks. No longer is she Nikki Cross. She's now almost a superhero, Nikki A.S.H. Yeah. I did not stutter. You did not hear me troll you. This is a legit thing. Nikki A.S.H. almost a superhero. I almost changed the channel at 8:25 when I see Nikki Cross wearing that ridiculous blue mask on my fucking television screen. We got more bullshit between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. More Piper Niven, Doudrop and Eva Marie. Shayna Baszler continues to be a loser. And that's pretty much it. MVP and Kofi Kingston. I have no interest at all in Kofi Kingston getting a WWE Championship match against Bobby Lashley. We're going to try our best to go over this tonight, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes on the live stream today, man. We got 408. You guys don't really have to do anything, man. Just hit the thumbs up, and that's all I would ask of you in return for stopping by today. It's a great way to support the show. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes on the live stream tonight. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I would also appreciate that. At JDfromNY 206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below, and I want you to elbow drop that fucking bell and turn on those notifications, man. Go check out all the other content that you might have missed on the channel. We had a busy week, man. Busy week. If you missed anything last week, if you missed anything this weekend, it's all on the homepage. We were live last night. If you guys were wondering where Off the Script episode 382 was, we were live. We were live last night, 8 p.m., right here on YouTube. Go and check it out. It's the first thing that you'll see on the homepage. So if you guys missed any of the content, go and check all that stuff out. If you want to support, Patreon is a great way to do that. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206. We got the Dugout mugs. We got the Are We Live t-shirts. We still got some koozies left. Make sure you guys go do that. Bonfire as well. If you guys want your t-shirts, bonfire.com is the exclusive home of Off the Script. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, man. You guys are going to use code JD at checkout for a free sample. Don't let Drew McIntyre and the Drew McIntyre agenda keep you down on Monday night, man. Don't take that disappointment into the bedroom, please. Go get yourself some Blue Chew, and you will be like Everrise, who just got released, sadly, from WWE. But I wanted to plug their name into this Blue Chew advertisement. You will ever rise and not be thinking about how disappointing Drew McIntyre is in yet another WWE title situation on Monday Night Raw. That's BlueChew.com. Use code JD for your free sample. Let's start at the top, man. Let's start at the top. We got news. Apparently, there were NXT superstars backstage during Monday Night Raw tonight. The usual cast of characters that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. WWE NXT Heavyweight Champion Karrion Kross and North American Champion Colossal Big Boy Bronson Reed. They worked dark matches. We got Karrion Kross on main events against Shelton Benjamin, and Bronson Reed defeated Drew Gulak, which would be a great match away from WWE main event, but I don't expect that from Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. Then we got Karrion Kross working another dark match against Slapjack or Shane Thorne. I don't know if he went by Slapjack or Shane Thorne. He was formerly in Retribution. And then Scarlett was in a dark match as well on Friday, June 25th, against Shotzi Blackheart. Now, PW Insider is reporting that they were backstage tonight at Monday Night Raw, and they were expected to work main events. So it seems like Reed and Kross are not the only ones getting a look in NXT. Shotzi Blackheart versus Scarlett is planned for main event. This, I have to see. I think it's an absolutely terrible idea to even think or contemplate putting Scarlett Bordeaux in a WWE ring. This is going to be terrible. They are already ruining Karrion Kross. I've mentioned this time and time again over the last several days. Shotzi Blackheart, I mean, I love her, don't get me wrong, but Rhea Ripley has been doomed since day one. Ruby Riott has not fared at all in WWE. She was unceremoniously released from the company. I don't see Shotzi Blackheart faring any better than Ruby Riott. Give me a break. It's not going to work out. It's strictly an NXT thing. Shotzi Blackheart is actually more punk rock than Ruby Riott ever was. They gave her the group with the name behind it, the Riott Squad. Shotzi Blackheart ain't riding no tanks to Monday Night Raw. She ain't talking about ball pits on Monday Night Raw. They'll probably end up taking away her wolf-like howl on Monday night because they can't do anything different and exciting. They'll probably strip her down into basically nothing. She won't even be somebody that you recognize, man. They'll make her into the next Dana Brooke. So please spare me your fucking bullshit and spare me your cries. Stop giving WWE the benefit of the doubt. They've already fucked up Karrion Kross because we all know that what you saw on main event is exactly what you're going to get when he makes his way into the WWE via the draft. It's over. If Scarlett and Karrion Kross are still a duo, I'd be shocked. And then Vince McMahon, it's reportedly Vince McMahon, he wants even more NXT talent. It's being reported that Vince McMahon is making a personal trip down to the WWE Performance Center to scout talent. Maybe the reports were right. Maybe he does want change. And the only way change is going to happen is if he does it himself. He sees it himself. But do we really trust Vince McMahon? He's probably going to want people that A, aren't ready, and B, have no business being on the main roster regardless. I think this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Vince McMahon walking into Triple H's Kingdom down in Orlando, man. If you thought NXT was about to undergo changes with their move to USA Network, I don't think we've seen the worst of it yet, man. NXT may be stripped of everything that we know on Thursday. So I'm very curious to see what comes out of Vince McMahon making a personal trip down to the Performance Center on Thursday. I don't have any faith in WWE booking Bronson Reed. I don't have any faith in Karrion Kross or Shotzi Blackheart or Scarlett Bordeaux. I have no faith in any NXT talents making the jump to the main roster, man. I think you are all very well in the know. I think you're smart enough to realize that everybody from NXT inevitably is doomed. Doomed. Once they hit Monday Night Raw. Speaking of Monday Night Raw, man, let's start at the top. We go into the show, and we have a battle royal right at the top of the hour. They cut to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, who announced that Randy Orton couldn't compete as scheduled. So the show would begin with a battle royal to fill that open slot in the triple threat last chance qualifying match with AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre. Now, somebody told me on Twitter that Randy Orton reportedly has a strained back. I don't know how true that is. I'll wait for the experts, the IWC journalists, to give me the true information on what happened to Randy Orton. So Riddle scooted up to both of them. He was out of breath. He had a note from supposedly Randy Orton. Pierce read the statements that apparently Orton had written, telling Riddle to fight on his behalf. This letter was written in big green marker on a piece of loose leaf paper with a drawing of a viper as the signature at the bottom of the note. Pierce said it's not fair for them to take the opportunity away from Orton. So he pitched that he should be able to compete on Randy Orton's behalf in the Battle Royal. He wanted to enter the Battle Royal as Orton, and if he won, Orton would enter the Money in the Bank ladder match. DeVille said, well, this is really unconventional, but I kind of want to say yes. I want to say yes. Pierce was surprised, but he ultimately agreed. And then he went out to the ring, and Matt Riddle was the only one to get an entrance in this Battle Royal, as everybody was there waiting in the ring for him to make his way down the aisle. So we got Damian Priest in this thing. There was a report on Off the Script that I went over from Meltzer and Brian Alvarez of The Observer that Damian Priest was supposed to be on Monday Night Raw, but he hasn't because he's got a strained back or a hurt back. Sapp from Fightful said that Damian Priest, in fact, is not injured, and that WWE more than likely will be featuring him this upcoming week, meaning today, if they have any creative plans for him. Which clearly they didn't, because he was in a Battle Royal with a bunch of other jobbers. So they didn't really have anything for Damian Priest. He was just there to fill the Battle Royal with names. I don't really constitute that as plans for Damian Priest. Plans would mean a feud, or the beginning stages of a storyline, or building something towards a championship match with Sheamus that I pitched for SummerSlam. None of those things happened. So plans for Damian Priest are still non-existent. So we got a bunch of jobbers here. We got Jinder, we got Ali, we got Mansoor. Not that I think Ali's a jobber, but WWE certainly thinks Ali's a jobber. Tozawa, we got Ivar and Eric, we got Cedric Alexander, Matt Hardy, Humberto Carrillo is in this thing as well. Angel Garza. They did this thing with Angel Garza. First of all, let me start from the top before I get to that, which was utterly ridiculous. So R-Truth is in there as well. Who else did I miss? I think I got everybody. Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin was there. Anybody that you think is in catering, they were in this Battle Royal. So Shelton tossed out Gulak in the opening minute. Goodbye, Drew Gulak. And then we got Mahal eliminating Shelton Benjamin because he's a former WWE champion, if you guys weren't aware. So Garza was eliminated, but not quite. He went over the top rope and he landed on the floor. He legitimately landed on the floor, and he did this thing where one foot hit the floor, but he was hopping around on one foot. I don't know who booked this segment or this portion of the Battle Royal. WWE tends to do this ridiculous spot in the Royal Rumble every January. I think we need to put this spot to bed. It looks fucking ridiculous, man. Do you know how easy it is for somebody to go over the top rope and land on only one foot and then hop around like a fucking idiot and say, hey, man, I'm not eliminated? So he hopped around on one foot. He went around the steel post and went right back into the match, only to get eliminated anyway. I think we need to cut that shit out of Battle Royals, man. It looks like a fucking child wrote that portion of the Battle Royal. It's not funny. It actually treats everybody like a fucking idiot who watches this shit. It's like a disgrace to the over-the-top rules. He was eliminated. Both feet have to hit the floor. Meanwhile, he's not holding on to the ropes. He legitimately went over the top and landed on the floor, but he's hopping around on one foot. So Garza was eliminated. Ali eliminated him. Ali then tossed Mansoor out. So Ali was talking about Mansoor not being able to trust anybody. There you go. I want to see more of those guys on Raw. So Jinder eliminated R-Truth and then Tozawa. So then we got this bullshit with the 24/7 title on the outside, which I thought was quietly retired. Apparently not. Title change 3 times in this battle royal. Gulak rolled up Tozawa to win the 24/7 title. He celebrated. And then R-Truth dove onto him and pinned Gulak. And then Tozawa jumped off the apron with a rolling senton cannonball and pinned R-Truth to regain back the 24/7 title. So it went to Gulak, Truth, and then back to Tozawa. I'm going to be real with you guys, man. I had no fucking idea that Tozawa was even the 24/7 champion. I thought the shit was quietly fucking retired, man. Give it to me. I'll dispose of it. I'll burn it and make it go viral on Twitter. Why is this shit still a thing, man? Seriously. Get rid of it. With fans coming back, I want to see a serious product, not a fucking comedy show. So, Omos walked out. Another ridiculous part of the battle royal. He walked out. He yanked Ivar and Eric out of the match with the help of Jinder Mahal. So somebody in the battle royal who wasn't even in, he wasn't even in the battle royal. He was just there. He just walked down the aisle. Somebody who wasn't even in the battle royal eliminated someone, 2 guys in this instance, Ivar and Eric, who were in the match, eliminated both of them. Had no business being out there. But I guess they got to sell a tag team match for Money in the Bank. He was helped by Mahal. Goodbye. So it was down to Priest, Cedric, Mahal, Hardy, and Riddle. The 5 biggest names in this battle royal. So Carrillo and Ali eliminated each other. This was before we got down to the final 5. Priest knocked Mahal off the apron. Cedric countered a twist of fate from Hardy and tossed Hardy out. He was celebrating that he was better than Hardy. And Priest then swept Cedric out from underneath him. He hit the lights finishing move, tossed him out. We're down to Riddle and Damian Priest in the battle royal, man. I was quietly cheering for Damian Priest because I think somebody like him would do very well in a Money in the Bank ladder match. And you got to build for the future, right? If there's anything that came out of this battle royal, it's I want to see more of Matt Riddle and Damian Priest. I thought these two had great chemistry back and forth in this battle royal, man. Several minutes of back and forth here. Riddle kicked Priest off the apron and eventually won the battle royal. And instead of Riddle's music playing, he insisted that they play Randy Orton's music, and he imitated Randy Orton's poses with the pyro that Randy Orton usually gets going off for Matt Riddle. He earned himself a spot in the Money in the Bank qualifying match to fight on behalf of Randy Orton. I like it. I want to see more of Damian Priest. I do. I want to see more Priest and Riddle. These are the guys you should be building this show around. Damian Priest is not really youth. I think he's about 36, 37 years old, but he's a fresh face that deserves an opportunity. Matt Riddle and Damian Priest are 2 guys I want to see more of on this show. So if there's anything that came out of this battle royal, more of them, please. 2 guys that should absolutely be built for the main event scene on Monday Night Raw. Backstage, they were showing Shayna Baszler playing with a deck of cards. Jax came up to her and asked if she's preparing to play a game of cards or wrestle a match. I'm pretty sure Shayna would rather stay in the back and play solitaire by herself than go out there and wrestle Nicole Cross. Baszler said it helps her keep her head clear so she doesn't put her fist or face through a wall. You know, because she's on Monday Night Raw. I mean, the woman's probably fucking dying to get off this goddamn show. So Reginald told Baszler he didn't do anything on purpose last week. Baszler said she knows it's all Bliss's fault. So she intends to send Bliss and her doll on a permanent timeout. Somebody needs to put Bruce on a permanent timeout. We got Nicole Cross versus Shayna Baszler happening tonight. Great. Great. I got to see superhero Nikki Cross, man. Inspiring all. Inspiring all to change the fucking channel. Nicole Cross. Kevin Patrick interviewed AJ Styles and Omos backstage. He asked how his plans for his match later have changed with Matt Riddle wrestling in Randy Orton's place. Styles said, usually when you don't show up for work, you lose an opportunity. Patrick asked about Omos interfering in the Battle Royal. Omos said he was merely scouting for Styles' potential opponent later. Sure you were. So we seen the Viking Raiders clip from last week, and we seen the distraction of Styles that opened up a win for Ricochet. Styles said he's the favorite later on, and he'll win that match, and also continue to defeat all challengers for his tag team titles with Omos, including those stinking Viking Raiders. Great. AJ Styles and Omos, after the Viking Raiders, have no competition in the WWE Monday Night Raw Tag Team division. We all thought it was going to be Riddle and Orton, but clearly WWE seems to be moving in a different direction. Nikki Cross was interviewed by Sarah Schreiber backstage. Sarah asked and said her new superhero persona has really excited the WWE Universe, man. I don't know where they're getting this excitement from, but it's certainly not emanating from the venue. I'll tell you that right now. I think everybody is fucking falling asleep to Nikki Cross's new gimmick and character change on Monday Night Raw. She's inspiring all. Nicole Cross. She said she aspires to be a superhero. I aspire to stay awake on Monday night during the hours of 8 to 11 on USA Network. She said she finally found something deep inside that was always there and now has the courage to show it. I always have something deep down inside me when I watch Monday Night Raw. It's called fucking vomit issues, nausea. And I have the courage to puke it all up once I see Nikki Cross on my television. She said everybody knows they can do better and be better. Oh, yeah? Why don't we ask Bruce Pritchard how much better he could be, man? He'll probably turn around and tell you that he's doing a great job and that Raw is at its highest point ever. That's the mindset she's representing. She said she'll be an inspiration to boys and girls everywhere when she wins Money in the Bank and goes on to become Raw or SmackDown champion. So I guess she kind of gave it away that we're getting a cash-in for either brand. It's great. It's great. I wish WWE would tell us those rules so we don't have to hear it from the inspiration known as Nikki Cross. And she talked herself into calming down with some deep breaths. She was breathing heavy. She was calming herself down. She said that she's now Nicole A.S.H. What is she catching, Pokemon? Nicole A.S. Ketchum on Monday Night Raw. And she said her new slogan is almost a superhero. So this is quite the dilemma here, folks. She's aspiring to be almost a superhero. I almost reached for the remote control and switched to the Food Network to see what my boy, Guy Fieri, was cooking up. This shit is absolutely fucking abysmal trash, man. Seriously, I'm waiting for them to send out Nikki Cross or Nicole A.S.H. in a goddamn toy Batmobile like they do Shotzi Blackheart on NXT with her tank. I'm waiting for Bruce to give Nikki Cross a fucking butler like Alfred. Maybe she can come out and cut promos on top of a fucking rooftop, man, standing next to a goddamn gargoyle with the moonlit sky in the distance behind her. Maybe she needs to talk in a deep voice like fucking Christian Bale in The Dark Knight. I'm the Batman. Joker, you're not gonna get away with this. That would actually make her cool. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that from her at all. She Bobby Ashley's cousin? Nicole A.S.H.? This shit sucks. This shit is fucking awful, man. Almost a superhero, Nikki Cross versus Shayna Baszler. I'll give you one guess as to what happened in this match, folks. Did Shayna Baszler win this match? Did she win the match? Good old Shayna Baszler, man. Go back and start playing fucking solitaire, honey. You might actually win. Because you ain't winning any wrestling matches on Raw as long as Bruce Pritchard has the fucking pen in his hand. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, Shayna! Baszler. Shayna loses in 8 minutes from a goddamn fucking roll-up. A fucking roll-up, man. That's not very superhero-esque, Nikki. Figured you'd be a fucking superhero. You'd win in a dominating fashion. I don't see Batman skimping out on fucking fighting thugs in Gotham City. Or maybe he does skimp out because there's fucking crime all over the goddamn fucking place, man. But Batman can't be everywhere to fight crime. You got the Penguin fucking coming up with plans down in the sewers of Gotham. You got the Riddler coming up with fucking poems for Commissioner Gordon. You got Catwoman scaling the fucking city, climbing buildings, robbing banks from the rich. You know? Robbing people's fucking luxurious apartments. You got Poison Ivy fucking poisoning all of Gotham's citizens. You know, Nikki Cross, man, let me tell you something. I figured you'd be a lot more commendable than a fucking roll-up. Aspiring to be a superhero, Nikki Cross. Great. Great. Get the fuck off my television, man. Moving on. Kofi Kingston. Mid-card Kofi Kingston in the ring. He said in life, there are certain moments that occur that change people for the better or for the worse. He says he's not sure. Yeah, Marky D needs to come back, man. He's got a lot to talk about with this fucking bullshit. Maybe Nikki Cross is fucking loitering around the venue, man, in the dark alley that you see back there. I don't know. He says he's not sure how last week has affected him yet. He said hearing his best friend Xavier yelling in pain, locked in the cell, with him locked on the outside, unable to do anything for him, was difficult. So a lot of people have been disrespecting Woods for a very long time and have said that Woods is not up to snuff. I know for a fact we haven't been disrespecting Xavier Woods, man. For months, for years, we've been saying that Xavier Woods is probably the most underappreciated of the New Day. And that if you let him go, I think I would be more interested in Xavier Woods getting a singles run than Big E and Kofi Kingston combined. In fact, if we have a King of the Ring, I would not have a problem if Xavier Woods won King of the Ring. So I don't know where he's getting this information from, that he's not up to snuff. Maybe it's the fucking random egg with the 16 fucking numbers in his on Twitter with the goddamn Billy Kay Iconics header on Twitter. Those are the people that WWE usually listens to, with somebody like me giving them gold every week. Oh, I'm a mark. I don't know anything. I'm disrespectful. Sure. Said he showed everyone last week what kind of competitor he is. Said it's time for everybody to put some respect on his name. He said Lashley did win fair and square, but what happened after the match was not fair. He's a heel, Kofi. What do you want him to do? Did you watch Hell in a Cell? He did the same thing to Drew McIntyre. Why are we crying here? He beat up your friend. Boo-hoo. Go and get revenge now. Said he will make Lashley pay at Money in the Bank. Pay for what? The several dishes of fucking potatoes that Bobby Ashley took from catering and left you with zero? What exactly are you going to make him pay for at Money in the Bank? You ain't beating Bobby Ashley. MVP came out. He came out with the 5 lovely women of the night, and they strutted next to him. MVP laughed at Kofi, predicting victory at Money in the Bank. He says some really ridiculous things, but that was the most ridiculous of them all. He said Bobby Ashley is on a well-deserved vacation, but Bobby Ashley at Money in the Bank will make what Brock Lesnar did to him look like child's play. You know, 2 things here. Number 1, there's another Brock Lesnar mention right there for all the fucking geeks out there that don't think Brock Lesnar's coming back because Dave Meltzer said so and Sean Ross Sapp said so, because all these guys, these journalists, have the inside scoop, right? You don't have anything. The only people that know about Brock Lesnar are Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon. You don't know shit. Lesnar will be back. Nobody knows when. That's the secret to WWE and what they do with Brock Lesnar. When's he coming back? I don't know. Continue to watch to find out. And number two, I don't think comments like that should be made because we all know that it's not going to be as bad as Brock Lesnar beating Kofi Kingston in 7 seconds. So if you have absolutely no conceivable way of making that happen, then I don't think a comment like that should be said. It doesn't make Bobby Lashley look good. It doesn't make Bobby Lashley look stronger. It doesn't make him look cool. All you're doing is making Bobby Lashley a liar because it's not going to happen. Kofi says he's not sure Ashley is the same guy he used to be. Says he seems like he's getting a little bit soft. And that's coming from a unicorn-wearing, pancake-tossing, twerking, hip-swiveling dude like myself. So Kofi Kingston pretty much explained to you why he should not be the WWE champion. After that, do you want to see him be the WWE champion and beat Bobby Lashley at Money in the Bank? I don't think so. He gave you every fucking reason why he shouldn't win the championship. He said Ashley is looking more beatable than ever. And every week, a layer is being stripped away from the Almighty. He said by Money in the Bank, he might look like MVP hobbling around in overpriced suits. MVP then got fired up and defended Lashley. Ashley. Said he deserves all the accolades and success he receives. Kofi said when he was the WWE champion for 6 months, he never took a week off. He said in between shows, he took the title all over the world to show people anything is possible if they believe in themselves. Sounds like Kofi Kingston is more of a superhero than Nikki Cross is. I don't really care to hear it, but here we are. So he listed all the countries he's visited. He said MVP has Ashley taking vacations in the middle of a WWE title reign, and he's distracted by all those women. He says he has taken his eye off the prize, and when that happens, you lose the prize and someone else gains it. MVP began to talk, or walk towards the ring, I should say, and he asked him about how he fed his ego traveling to Ghana, showing off his title. Said he respects his optimism, but Xavier was similarly optimistic, but his injuries ended up being so severe he couldn't make it to work this week, and the odds are he won't be back next week, which WWE clearly ruined, as Bobby Lashley will once again wrestle Xavier Woods next week on Raw. MVP said if he was medically cleared, he'd kick Kofi's ass. Kofi went after MVP on the ramp. MVP swung his crutch at Kofi, and Kofi ducked, and then he hit MVP with Trouble in Paradise, and then Kofi took the microphone and yelled down, "Now you're hurt," as MVP laid there on the floor. So this was, listen, I'm not going to shit on this. This was a really great promo by Kofi. Kofi is usually good in these situations, but I don't really get the sense that Kofi Kingston's winning the WWE Championship. You know, the last thing we need on this show is a repeat of Kofi Mania. You know, you did it once, and it was genuine, and WWE had no choice but to go all the way with it, and they did it at WrestleMania, and a lot of people look at that as being one of the best WrestleMania moments of all time. That's the only moment he needed in his career. He's got it. That solidified his entire career right there. There's no reason to do it all over again and take the magic away from that by doing it a second time on a much lower scale, because all you guys are doing is giving Bobby Lashley a challenger in Kofi Kingston, because like we said last week, there's no baby faces on this show for Bobby Lashley to legitimately defend that title against. So this title match is made simply out of desperation. You got nobody else. I enjoy when Kofi is serious. I enjoy when they drop the fucking shtick and the act and get a little bit more serious. The New Day, when they're serious, is great. But I don't get a sense that Kofi Kingston's going to win this championship. Why should he? Of all the fucking guys on that roster, if Drew McIntyre didn't do it, what makes you think Kofi Kingston's going to do it? Why would you expect Kofi Kingston to beat Brock Lesnar when Kofi Kingston couldn't wrestle the guy that is on the same level of Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar? Kofi Kingston didn't even fucking lift a finger against Brock Lesnar. He's going to do the same thing to Bobby Lashley? I don't see how this works out. Sounds like to me Bobby Lashley is getting the short end of the stick here. Because he's not beating Kofi in 7 seconds. And as soon as that match hits the 8-second mark, you're already making Bobby Lashley look worse than Brock Lesnar. I put it on Twitter, man. I put it on Twitter. Kofi's not winning the championship. I don't know what they're doing with Lesnar. I don't. I think Lesnar may come back. One of the ideas that I pitched is Drew McIntyre winning Money in the Bank and throwing himself into a situation where Lashley comes back and challenges Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. But instead of WWE doing that one-on-one match, which in theory everybody wants to see, but picking a winner there is very, very tough. I don't think Lesnar wants to lose to Bobby Lashley. I don't think Bobby Lashley wants to lose to Brock Lesnar. So Drew McIntyre winning Money in the Bank and then cashing in and making that a triple threat match is probably the safest way to go, because Drew McIntyre can win the WWE Championship back in front of fans with Lesnar in the same match, and he doesn't have to pin Lesnar to win the title. Lesnar could just show up and add star power to the match, and he can pin Bobby Lashley and become the WWE Champion. That's one of my ideas. I don't really care to see Drew McIntyre win Money in the Bank. I think if that happens, there's going to be a massive amount of booing going on. The other thing that I pitched, and this terrifies the shit out of me, I don't know what Drew McIntyre does at SummerSlam if he doesn't win Money in the Bank. They don't really have anything else going on for him. They could do something with him in the next 4 weeks to build towards SummerSlam after Money in the Bank, but anything else is going to be deemed very, very low on the card. It's not going to be deemed as important at all. For all the effort that WWE has put into Drew McIntyre, I do not see him going into a bottom-of-the-barrel feud on Monday Night Raw. I just don't get a sense that WWE is going to do that. He hasn't really teased anything else on Monday Night Raw except going after the WWE Championship and getting that title back. So what are you going to do with him? If Brock Lesnar doesn't come back, what is going to happen with Bobby Lashley? I pitched this on social media, and God help our souls if it happens, because it would be absolutely fucking ridiculous. What if WWE brings back Goldberg and we get Bobby Lashley? I got so used to saying Bobby Lashley in this joking way now that I always go right to wanting to say that. What if WWE is bringing back Goldberg for Bobby Lashley? Now, I know I pretty much scared the fucking skin off your bones with that thought, but I would not be surprised if WWE brings in Bill Goldberg for Bobby Lashley. You know? They need a big marquee match at SummerSlam for the WWE Champion. What if it's Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg? I don't want to see that at all. But then that would make Drew McIntyre kind of useless at the top of the card. What else does he do? Kofi Kingston is just there as a transitional opponent. No more, no less. He's not winning the title. You can give me all the good spirits and the fucking motivational speeches from Kofi Kingston all you want. It's not happening. And the fact that I know it's not happening, there's no interest in me or from me in this feud. Not to say that predictable is bad, because WWE could certainly book predictable and have it be good, but I don't think this is a good predictable. Bobby Lashley's not losing the WWE Championship to Kofi Kingston. Now, I got some news here. I got some news on Mr. Bobby Lashley and his ladies, believe it or not. Some backstage news has come to light with WWE's Lashley's ladies that have been appearing on Monday Night Raw. With WWE returning to touring in July, there are some questions regarding the future of Lashley's ladies, since they're all based out of the Tampa Bay area. Now, obviously, all WWE shows have been held in Tampa for months now, so WWE might have to hire local extras elsewhere they go when they hit the road. So, having said that, during The Observer this week, one of Lashley's current ladies is extremely interested in continuing to work with WWE and has made that very well known. They've been a big part of his presentation as of late. They seem to think that Their presence makes them a bigger star. So they're hoping that they could be able to continue the idea moving forward. Now, a lot of these women, you know, they're Instagram models and they're fitness models with small Instagram pages and social media traction. So having them show up on Monday Night Raw for their own benefit is only helping their own brands. So WWE clearly wants to keep this going, and some of the ladies want to continue working with Lashley. As you guys have been watching, you do see some familiar faces there every week, and those are the people that I'm thinking want to continue working with WWE. Some of them are fitness models, like I said. So that is that with Bobby Lashley and the ladies. It looks like WWE wants to continue with that being a thing on Monday Night Raw. Moving on, man. We got Doudrop and Eva Marie being interviewed by Kevin Patrick. Marie said Doudrop made a rookie mistake last week, but they all make mistakes. Doudrop then rolled her eyes. Marie said she requested a rematch so the evolution can resume. Eva Marie looked at Doudrop's stomach in disgust. This is WWE pretty much bullying her in plain sight. I hate this shit beyond recognition, man. This shit sucks. So we got Doudrop and Eva Marie. Yes, please do drop the pounds, says Bruce Pritchard. That's why they named her that. And Eva Marie versus Asuka and Naomi. Doudrop and Eva win in 2 minutes. So as you guys remember last week, Doudrop dropped off the apron, and Eva Marie was pinned last week in a Money in the Bank tag team qualifying match. So this week, Eva Marie was the one on the apron, and Doudrop was doing all of the work. So Eva Marie got back at Doudrop by doing the same thing, by jumping off the apron, but this time, instead of Doudrop taking a pinfall loss, she actually squashed Asuka with a running crossbody attempt and pinned her 1, 2, 3, pretty much foiling the plan of Eva Marie to get one over on Doudrop. After the match was over, Eva Marie took the microphone from Mike Rome and announced and said, "The winner of this match, Eva Marie." I gotta ask, man. I got to ask. And I don't want to come off as if anybody else is stupid. But I'm wondering as I'm watching this, just from a creative mind to another. If Doudrop was in the ring and she was the legal woman in the match and she saw her tag team partner, Eva Marie, who she's been rolling her eyes at ever since last week, don't you think Doudrop should have anticipated Eva Marie doing that? Why did she look so shocked when Eva Marie dropped off the apron? Don't you think she should have anticipated something like that happening if Eva Marie was the one on the apron waiting for the tag to come into the match? I don't know, man. It's just something that I look for and I pinpoint watching these shows. But Doudrop got the win. She pinned Asuka 1, 2, 3. Now, it looks like they're setting up Doudrop to drop the name and go back to being Piper Niven, because this Eva Marie thing, she's just sick and tired of it by her facial expressions and reactions. But another thing that I'm thinking about is if we do go that route and we do get Doudrop dropping the name and going back to Piper Niven, why didn't the commentary mention who she was when we all knew who she was, and I'm sure they knew who she was? Why did they pretend that they didn't know who she was if she ends up coming out and revealing that I'm dropping the name that you gave me of Doudrop and I'm going back by what they called me, Piper Niven? Why would WWE have the commentary team go out there and pretend like they don't know who she is and where she came from? Oh, that's right. WWE wants you to pretend that NXT UK doesn't exist. It's ridiculous, man. If WWE cared about all facets of their company, including NXT UK, which is not watched by a lot of people, I'm assuming, even though it's an NXT brand, don't you think WWE would promote something like that? Look at how many talents we got in the company, promising futures in this company Don't you think they would be proud of where they came from? It's a WWE brand. Why not promote it? If she ends up dropping the name and going back to Piper Niven, why did WWE have the commentary team pretend like they didn't know where she came from or who she was? It's Piper Niven. She's from NXT UK. You didn't know that? Everybody else seemingly did, but you were acting like a fucking idiot. Just sounds ridiculous to me, man. It really does. Eva Marie has yet to execute a wrestling maneuver since her return to WWE. I guess that isn't the reason why they brought her back. Scantily clad clothing and pink hair and lip-injected fucking lips. It's great. It's great. That's the reason why they brought Eva Marie back, man, to look pretty in a women's revolution that tries to move away from the stereotypes of what the Divas division was. It's great. It's great. This is going backwards and backwards and backwards, man. The women's division sucks. Eva Marie is definitely a part of that. What is WWE going to do when Doudrop drops the name and she drops Eva Marie? Is Eva Marie going to be a manager? Is she going to find a new protege and feud with Doudrop? Is she actually going to wrestle? Does she know how to spell the word wrestling? Get her off my TV, man. It's a fucking waste of payroll. John Morrison. He was backstage. Morrison was pushing Miz in his wheelchair. Sarah Schreiber asked how it would feel if he won Money in the Bank for the first time in his career. He said the Flood stud was just getting moist thinking about it. It's nice to know that they're serious about John Morrison. Miz vowed that Morrison would cash in successfully because he's advising him, because he's cashed in successfully twice. Miz said he has situational awareness and nothing escapes him and his perception. Ricochet had switched places with Sarah Schreiber and asked if Miz is sure about that. He said Miz should have sensed he was there. Miz claimed, "Of course I saw you." So part of his strategy is to lull his victims into a false sense of security. Ricochet then asked if he noticed if he took one of his dripsticks. He sprayed Morrison. And then the Miz was begging for mercy, but Ricochet sprayed him too, all over his $5,000 suit. Ricochet sprayed the Miz with the drip stick. It's awesome content here, folks. Great job there, Bruce. John Morrison, man, I got news on John Morrison. His wife, Frankie Monet in NXT, a.k.a. Taya Valkyrie, she actually gave the origin story of John Morrison's Johnny Drip Drip. Get this. She was interviewed by Sportskeeda, and she talked about how John Morrison came up with the Johnny Drip Drip character. She says, and I quote, "He's having the most fun I've seen him have in a long time." I will give you the origin story of Johnny Drip Drip. About 2 years ago, we were all driving in a car, me, John, Tessa, Kiera Hogan, after a taping to eat dinner. Clearly, this is when she was with Impact. This 24-hour diner in New York City. We were playing Cardi B in the car. We were all delusional from lack of sleep and all this kind of stuff and being super hungry. John, I don't know if anybody knows this, but John likes to rap. He started rapping to Cardi B. It was within that car that Johnny Drip Drip was born. I don't even remember who it was that said, "Oh my God, Johnny Drip Drip," and it just became a thing. If you look at the first music video that Miz and him did right after COVID started for that WrestleMania last year, that was the introduction to the WWE Universe to know who Johnny Drip Drip is. Johnny Drip Drip has been a development for the last few years, and he's just going to keep going with it, and I'm here for it. That is the origin story. So, with Cardi B now obviously rumored to be hosting SummerSlam, I'm assuming that they'll probably end up doing with Johnny Drip Drip and Cardi B. That's what it sounds like to me, being that that interview is now out in public, and that is the explanation for why John Morrison is now Johnny Drip Drip on Monday Night Raw with his ridiculous dripstick. But he's having fun, guys. He's having fun. I guess that's all that matters on Monday night. So we got Ricochet versus John Morrison. This was very good. A first-time match that the commentators even said is a first-time match on Monday Night Raw. I applaud you. Whoever said that or whoever was prepared with that statistic, I applaud you. So we got this match to go to a double countout, man. There was a unbelievable spot. Morrison bailed out behind ringside and the ringside barricade. He then sat on top of it, taunting Ricochet. Ricochet then springboard leaped at Morrison, which looked like it was a ridiculously long distance, with a flying crossbody springboard off the top rope. And he landed on Morrison, and they tumbled over the barricade, and it was shot beautifully. Now, WWE, they got to get this shit out of their system. They are able to do this type of thing in the Thunderdome because there's no crowd. So WWE, they utilized a crash pad, and they utilized the magic camera work of Wood Kevin Dunn. They utilized the magic camera work of Kevin Dunn to portray this beautiful crossbody as something devastating on Monday Night Raw. AEW's production team should take notice of the Beaver and his glorious work. Kevin Dunn is not always perfect, of course. He's got that terrible shaking camera that gives people nausea every time we see it. But this was a great use of the Thunderdome, a great use of the fact that there was no fans and a crash pad. This was awesome. They replayed this thing countless times. It was all over social media. And it led to a double countout. Both guys, they're in the Money in the Bank. And WWE's clearly setting you up to see this type of thing in Money in the Bank. That's why Ricochet and John Morrison are in there to begin with. So I said this on Twitter, man. Great spot. Probably moment of the night. WWE will be replaying that for weeks to come. It's going to be on highlight reels for the rest of the year. But if WWE actually gave Ricochet some push on Raw, and they put at least some effort into him like they did in NXT, you know, the guy obviously has promo work to do. But if WWE really highlighted his strengths and worked on his weaknesses, they could be looking at a megastar on Monday Night Raw. They're not doing this guy any favors, man. All we know of him is that he's a daredevil and he makes everything look great. He takes incredible bumps. He's high risk. WWE wants a highlight reel. Let's call upon Ricochet to do something really fucking death-defying. But they stripped this guy down into basically nothing, man. His entrance is generic. WWE really put a lot of effort. NXT, I should say, Triple H put a lot of effort into his entrance. They made him feel and look like a superhero. WWE has taken this guy's ring attire away. They have him wrestling in fucking black jeans. Looks like he's going to a fucking strip joint. I don't know what the deal is with the black jeans. He used to wear nice wrestling attire, man. He actually looked like a professional wrestler instead of a fucking Chippendales dancer. Instead of highlighting his fucking weaknesses, WWE should be highlighting his strengths and working on his weaknesses, man. Get him some fucking promo classes. Have somebody work with him. You got a megastar on your hands that I told you about 3 fucking years ago. Why is this guy not at the top of the fucking show? He's more than just a fucking highlight reel, man. He's a great professional wrestler. It's going to be one of those situations where when he's gone, WWE is going to be missing him. That's a huge missed opportunity, man. You don't think this guy's going to go anywhere else and become a fucking superstar? He's probably craving that right now. Charlotte Flair. She was charging her batteries backstage, making sure she was at 100%. She approached Natalya and Tamina backstage. She said they haven't always been welcoming to each other, but they share in common the understanding of what it takes to lead a division and carry on a legacy. A lot of empty words here. None that I care about. She said it's charming that Rhea wants to be like her. Dana Brooke is not easily mentored, and there's not much going on with Mandy Rose upstairs, calling her a dumb blonde. Bruce likes him that way, I heard. Natalya said they have nothing to be concerned about. Tamina says she's still upset about the cheap shots last week, so she'll issue the receipt tonight. Charlotte said they have to remember that respect isn't given, it is earned. A soundbite aired with Mandy, Catering, and Rhea Ripley before the match. They cut off Ripley mid-sentence when the wrestlers began brawling before the bell. Even Bruce Pritchard doesn't want to hear a promo from Rhea Ripley. She's fucking garbage. Send her and Ricochet to the same promo class, man. She sucks. Not even WWE management wants to hear from her so badly that they cued a brawl during a picture-in-picture segment with her cutting a promo, and they cut her off. Good. Probably the best moment of the entire evening. Charlotte, Natalya, and Tamina versus Rhea Ripley, Mandy, and Catering. This went 6 minutes, hardly anything. I don't know how anybody could fucking care about anybody in this match when you don't care about them at all going into it. Natalya and Tamina double-teamed with Charlotte at ringside to take control. A minute after returning from a commercial break, Charlotte came back and took Dana Brooke with some offense. Mandy fought out of a sharpshooter by Natalya. Charlotte blind tagged herself in and caught her with a Charlotte big boot to the face for the 1-2-3. Charlotte, Tamina, and Natalya win in about 6 minutes. After the match, Rhea Ripley attacked Charlotte from behind and shot blocked her as she escaped out of the ring. Charlotte was limping in the ring as Ripley was smiling at her dirty work at ringside. So, let me get this straight. Rhea Ripley, she got herself disqualified at the pay-per-view, which was a heel move. WWE wants you to think Rhea Ripley is a heel, but they pretend she's a babyface. Well, let me rephrase that. They want you to think she's a babyface, but she's acting like a heel. So then we get into this match. She's teaming with two women that I believe are babyfaces in Mandy Rose and Catering. So I guess then she's a babyface. And then she chop blocks Charlotte and runs out of the ring like a fucking coward, which is a heel move. What is with this back and forth? Heel 1 week, babyface another. Heel 1 week, babyface another. What's going on here? You know, I think it would be a good beginning to people caring about this match if we come to realize who the fuck is a babyface and who the fuck is a heel here. Because right now, I don't know anybody that legitimately gives a shit about this match. You want your bathroom break at Money in the Bank? You're looking at it, folks. The android versus she who cannot cut a promo. Rhea Ripley. Shit is awful. I don't know what she is. I don't give a fuck what she is at all. This shit sucks. The women's division is absolutely horrendous, man. You got Charlotte versus Rhea, and you got a tag team title match brewing with Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. I don't see how anybody could formulate any kind of interest with what's going on there. R-Truth walked in and saw Ryker whipping himself with a leather strap, getting himself ready for the strap match with Elias. He asked Ryker what he was doing. Ryker said he was purging himself of weakness and exploring where to inflict the most pain on his opponent. Truth then thanked him for sharing. He asked if he could borrow the strap afterwards so that he could lasso Tozawa and win the 24/7 title back. Ryker looked and said nothing. Truth said it was good talking to you, and then he left. Yes, because WWE is trying so desperately to make you care about Jaxson Ryker, man. Everybody's favorite wrestler. Jaxson Ryker versus Elias, man. An absolute waste of everybody's time. A strap match that barely went 4 minutes. 4 minutes of a strap match, man. How exactly are we supposed to care when Jaxson Ryker is one of the most boring acts in the company and literally nobody, fans and management, I'm assuming at this point, have absolutely no interest in Elias whatsoever? I don't get how anybody is supposed to care here, man. Very difficult to fucking care about either one of these guys. Elias jumped Ryker early. Elias dragged him to the floor and tied the strap to the ring post. Ryker fought back, used the strap to send Elias into the ring post. Ryker came off the second turnbuckle, but Elias had a jumping knee. He went for a near fall, got a 2 count. Ryker fought back, sent Elias into the corner. Ryker whipped Elias with the strap. He then hit a big slam for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. If you guys were expecting a Fiend Daniel Bryan-like strap match, I'm sorry to disappoint you, man. Sorry to disappoint you. This was fucking absolutely as forgettable as you could possibly imagine. Jaxson Ryker beats Elias, man. Great. Hopefully this shit is fucking over and done with, and we don't have to see it ever again. Let me check the live stream chat, man. What's going on? We got 1,700 inside the venue right now. I appreciate you guys very much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. I know this Raw sucked, but I appreciate you hanging out and want to hang out with me tonight on your Monday night. Hit that thumbs up, man. We got 633 likes. I asked for 1,000. We're not anywhere close to 1,000. I gotta wonder why. I gotta ask why, man. Are you not entertained? Or was Raw that bad? Super chats are open. Also, get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. We'll drink some cold beverages, man. We're going through a fucking heat wave here on the East Coast, man. I'm fucking dying. Got the air conditioner on right now. It doesn't even feel like it. But I got my cold beverage in my hand, man. My good old liquid death. Always cold and always crisp. I got to shout out my boys, man. Blue Chew. Blue Chew is sponsoring the show tonight. BlueChew.com. I know the Drew McIntyre agenda is getting everybody down. It's disappointing everybody, man. BlueChew.com. And it's been a hell of a year, guys. We're finally heading towards normalcy. We got the summer coming up. 4th of July coming up. The official start of the summer. We got WWE going back live in front of fans. Everything is getting back to normal, man. You guys need to get back into the bedroom and keep that normalcy going in there as well. It's time to snap out of it. And the summer is upon us, man. Get yourself some Blue Chew. Don't suffer any longer with these boring Monday Night Raws. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form. And it comes at the fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder erections to combat all forms of ED. It's an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your front door in a very discreet package. Process is very simple, guys. Like I told you, BlueChew.com. You guys are going to consult with one of their licensed online medical providers. And once you are approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online, man. You don't need to wait in line at the pharmacy any longer. Blue Chew and their licensed medical providers will work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. And the pills, like I said, man, they're chewable. You don't like swallowing those big horse pills? No problem. Blue Chew is chewable, man. Their tablets are made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. So I don't know why you guys don't sign up, man. It's free. You guys are going to get that extra benefit, get that extra confidence when it's time to perform. Blue Chew is where it's at, man. BlueChew.com for more details. We got a special offer today for everybody listening to the Monday Night Raw post show on Off the Script. Code JD at checkout. All you guys got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. That's BlueChew.com. Use code JD to receive your first month free on me. And I want to thank them for sponsoring the podcast right here on your Monday night for Off the Script. We're going into the main event, man. We're going into the main event. Damian Priest, before Matt Riddle was going out there to wrestle AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre in the triple threat match, Last Chance qualifier. Damian Priest approached Matt Riddle and congratulated him on his win earlier. He wished him good luck. Matt Riddle said, "I'm not Riddle, I'm Randy Orton. What do you want?" Priest then said, "Okay, Randy." He then told him to tell Riddle about a new Burger King sandwich, the Chickwich. So Riddle then admitted, listen, bro, it's me. I'm not Randy Orton. And then Damian Priest was, I know you were standing right in front of me. He thinks it's cool. He's trying to help Randy Orton get into the Money in the Bank match. He told Riddle that Orton is lucky to have him as a friend. Don't look at it the other way around. Or don't look at it as being the other way around. Randy Orton should be lucky to have you as the friend. And then Matt Riddle was like, oh, he wanted a hug or a bro, a fist bump. And then he went back to posing as the Apex Predator. Drew McIntyre, on the other hand, he gets ready by reciting history lessons to Kevin Patrick. He was talking about another fucking war that he obviously read up on before he went out to the ring. I do not like this history teacher, Drew McIntyre. It makes him sound fucking boring, man. Listen, you're going to end up putting the live audience to sleep. Cut the shit out. Okay? I don't know who's writing your promos for you, but I think they need to put the pen down. Nobody wants to hear about the historian, the librarian, Drew McIntyre. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Money in the Bank, last chance qualifier, man. This was excellent. Excellent main event for what was edition of Monday Night Raw. So this entire thing was built around Matt Riddle. So they were on the outside during this match. Riddle was in control. Riddle teased an RKO. And Styles countered with a slam for a near fall. So Drew recovered and dragged Styles to the floor. He tossed him around. He then went after Riddle in the ring with a barrage of offense. Riddle sidestepped the Claymore, tossed Drew to the floor. Styles gave Drew a flying forearm at ringside. Riddle gave Styles a springboard knee to Styles' chin on the apron. He followed with a penalty kick to the face of Styles. Then he kicked Drew. This was all on the apron. 2 penalty kicks from the apron by Matt Riddle. Riddle then flipped dove onto both of them. And he was hyping himself up. So he threw some big kicks to the chest of Drew and then Styles at ringside. Riddle went for a kick at Styles, but he kicked the steel steps and Styles moved out of the way. Riddle was screaming to the referee, oh no, I think I broke it, meaning he broke his foot. Referee was signaling for help in the back. Bunch of officials came out and he cried out for pain as they carried him away as he was limping on one foot. So the trainers and the officials took him to the back. He was taken out of the match. So this was the situation that was left with. Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles, they were back in a one-on-one match. They were going at it. Drew McIntyre looked like he was going to win the match. Styles dropped McIntyre on top turnbuckle to take over. McIntyre recovered, hit a Michinoku driver for a near fall. Styles fought back, locked on a calf crusher. So it looked like Styles and McIntyre were going tit for tat back and forth. Riddle all of a sudden limped down to the ring and locked on a bro mission on Styles while he had the calf crusher locked on McIntyre. Styles broke free. Riddle rocked McIntyre with a kick to the head with the bad foot all taped up. Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, but Riddle countered with a knee. He then hit the RKO on Styles, but Omos pulled Styles out of the ring. McIntyre then took advantage of Matt Riddle being distracted by Omos, hit the Claymore kick on Matt Riddle. 1, 2, 3, and McIntyre qualified for Money in the Bank. Excellent match. I love the way that they built Matt Riddle up in this thing. I think WWE with these triple threat matches, when they want to build somebody up, I think they go and do the same thing over and over again. It's getting a little too tedious with the triple threat matches, and WWE wants to focus on one guy and have him be this big babyface hero. They take him out of the match and they come up with a worked injury, and they have him limp back out and try to overcome all the odds. It's WWE's go-to in these matches. It's not really all that surprising. We all kind of knew he wasn't really hurt. When they were carrying him away, he was like, I got to do this for Randy. I can't let Randy Orton down. So we all knew it was a fucking work. He ends up coming out, and he looks to be winning the match. He actually hit the RKO, which I thought would have been the end of it, but Omos fucked everything up, which led to the Claymore kick. I don't know why AJ Styles couldn't take the pinfall here. Why did it have to be Matt Riddle. You went through all the trouble of having him win a battle royal. You went through all the trouble of having him enter this triple threat match. You went through the trouble of booking him out of the match with a worked foot injury, only for him to come back and lose. Now, WWE could get to the same point where they were going with this anyway, with Matt Riddle. Drew McIntyre was my likely choice to win this match anyway, because you got to really think about where Money in the Bank is headed. Drew McIntyre is not going to be left off the show. AJ Styles is in a tag team title match with Omos and the Viking Raiders. So Styles wasn't winning it. Matt Riddle's already in there. Why would he win it, only to have Randy Orton be in there and then leave Drew McIntyre out? By process of elimination, the only outcome here was Drew McIntyre anyway from the very beginning. But I don't know why you needed to pin Matt Riddle after you went through all these lengths to build him up through the entire show, build a whole fucking show around him, and then have him take a pinfall loss, clean, in the middle of the ring. It seems so counterproductive. AJ Styles could have easily taken that pinfall loss, and nothing would have happened to AJ Styles. Matt Riddle, these types of situations you're going to look back on, and it's going to be something that you're going to think about, and it could be a detriment to WWE building him up. Instead of stalling and building him up and then taking some away, building him up and taking some away, why don't we just go all in on Matt Riddle and becoming a new superstar, a top-tier guy on the brand? Clearly, they see something in him. So why the wishy-washy booking? I don't really understand that. He either should have won the match or he should have not taken the pinfall loss. It is very simple. This is why I said at the beginning, I don't really trust WWE. I don't give them the benefit of the doubt like these fucking UK geeks in the community or these other content creators. They're so quick to give WWE the benefit of the doubt for a fucking half-decent show, which they have really nothing to base this off of because every fucking show is god-awful. So what are you really basing it on? And even when they got the simplest of wrestling booking one-on-one in front of them, they still fuck it up. McIntyre more than likely is going to win Money in the Bank. I want to see how well that goes for them. I really do. I want to see how well this goes for WWE and Drew McIntyre. You're putting him in a match with Ricochet, number one. You're going to have Ricochet flying all over the place. You don't think the crowd is going to want Ricochet to win that Money in the Bank briefcase? Knowing the crowd, a smart crowd, you don't think WWE fans know that Ricochet's been buried on this fucking show? You're going to put him in the same match as Big E. How do you expect Drew McIntyre to be a babyface in the same fucking match as Big E? Yeah, I want to see them actually go into this and work themselves out of that one without turning Drew McIntyre into a fucking heel. That crowd is going to shit all over Drew McIntyre at Money in the Bank. I'm telling you right now, they are trending in a downward fucking trajectory with this guy. They are venturing into murky waters with Drew McIntyre, man. You either turn him heel or the fucking fans are going to do it for you. I'm telling you right now. I think Drew McIntyre is fantastic. He's a fucking great pro wrestler. But man, oh man, they can't book a babyface and they're turning this guy into a fucking Roman Reigns clone. 2015 clone. You can't have that happen, man. Nobody liked Roman then. What happened then? You turn this guy into the biggest fucking babyface in the company, to the most nauseating babyface in the company that nobody wants to see ever in a championship situation again. You're going to have a very difficult time at Money in the Bank. You're booking yourself into a fucking corner with this one. Now he's in the same match as somebody else that WWE fans want to see win more. Who's going to win it? If Drew McIntyre doesn't win it, what does he do at SummerSlam? Drew McIntyre is winning Money in the Bank. Otherwise, he doesn't win this match. They pretty much gave you the outcome to Money in the Bank with this outcome tonight. That is your Monday Night Raw review, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to go over the Super Chats in just a second. But quickly, let's hit some music. Grab your cold beverages. It's that time, man. Hit that thumbs up. We got 713 likes right now. Let's try for 1,000, man. I know it's a lofty goal, but let's try for 1,000. Hit that thumbs up. Helps out the video and the channel when you do so. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And if you guys want to get your super chats on in, we're open for business, man. We're open for business. Also, go check out Blue Chew, man. Really support the sponsors of the show because it shows them the power of Off the Script. BlueChew.com. You guys want some free samples? Hit them up, man. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout for your free sample of Blue Chew. Let's get into the super chats here, man. Let me go to the top. We're going to start off with Reese. He's got a $4.99 super chat. Reese says, Mr. No Days Off. Thank you, Reese. Appreciate you. Lauren Hutton with a $5 super chat. Heard Matt Riddle replace Randy Orton for the qualifier and won. Why wasn't Randy on Raw? Did something happen? I don't know if this is legit or not. I'm sure Meltzer will talk about it or Sapp will report it on Fightful, but he may have a back issue, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe something happened personally and he just needed the week off. I don't know. We'll find out. But I thought WWE did a commendable job with booking him out of this situation and doing their best with Matt Riddle. So I commend them for at least trying. Lauren Hunt also with a $2 super chat. She says, Carmella for Women's Money in the Bank. Didn't she lose on SmackDown? She was added to the match by Sonya Deville. She got a free pass into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Liv Morgan was given a qualifying match, but Carmella was not. On the same show that had men's qualifying matches, but Carmella didn't need one, supposedly. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Wow, a Damian Priest sighting on Raw tonight. Raw sucks. I agree. And good to see Damian Priest, man. He's one of my favorites. Super Cool with a $2 super chat. I was busy watching NWA Power instead tonight. Good for you, bro. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Tenario128 with a $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. Is Drew McIntyre overrated right now? I don't think he's overrated. I just think WWE Creative is doing him no favors. Lauren Hutton with a $5 super chat. Drew winning again. WWE, you have to be kidding me. Overrated at this point. Sick of it. Do you see the RK Bro storyline as the Trish Mickey crazy fan like in 06? I see some similarities there. I do think that Matt Riddle coming out of this, I do think Randy Orton's going to come back and turn on Matt Riddle at Money in the Bank. I do think that that is going to happen because that reaction in front of fans is going to make Matt Riddle look even bigger as a babyface, and that'll set up their big SummerSlam match. It's the right way to go. And Matt Riddle absolutely 100% needs to go over at SummerSlam if they book him against Randy Orton. Absolutely no questions asked. Jaden Gilliam with a $4.99 super chat. I hope you remember Mackenzie and I from a few weeks prior to Double or Nothing. Sadly, only one of us got to see you. But today is her birthday. Jaden, of course I remember you, man. Come on. Can we get a to the moon? Good old Cameron Grimes! Happy birthday, Mackenzie! Thank you guys for watching the show tonight. Theo with a $19.99 super chat. What is your take on a Sasha and Shayna submission match? Do you ever see that happening? No. I think Sasha has a lot more going for her than Shayna Baszler, man. I don't think I want to see Shayna Baszler in any match because the outcome is pretty much concrete. A loss. She deserves a lot better. And Sasha Banks, hopefully, WWE has some sort of plan when she makes her comeback to WWE, which should be in the next couple of weeks because I cannot see WWE holding a SummerSlam without Sasha Banks. Maybe they'll hold off one surprise entrant in Money in the Bank and make it Sasha Banks. Theo with a $4.99 super chat on top of his $19.99 super chat. JD, that Morrison Ricochet match was awesome. Want to see more matches like that on Monday night, but probably won't happen. It's amazing, man. It's amazing that WWE finally has found the secret to somewhat success. Fresh matches, man. It's crazy. How do we make the show feel fresh? Giving me matches I've never seen before. Lauren Houghton with a $2 super chat. Heard Orton has a back injury. Hope it's not legit. If it is, it's probably very minor. Jacob Donnelly with a $5 super chat. This has been the theme of tonight's show, man. If Drew wins that briefcase, he's officially the Roman Reigns of 2015 for me. Absolutely 100% agree. Jedi Joker with a $10 super chat. What's up, JD? It's been a while since I've sent a super chat. What's up, Jedi? Nice to see you back in the venue, brother. Not Raw related, but AEW Dynamite is going to be in Philadelphia on October 6th at the Leah Koros Center. Can we plan an OTS meet and greet? I don't know, man. October's a busy month for me. I'm going to be going away, bro, in October, which means I may be taking several days off from content-related stuff on the channel in October, but probably not, man. I'm saving my AEW Dynamite date for right here in Queens at Arthur Ashe Stadium, September 22nd, which I will be at. Trying to cross the highway here, man. Why travel to Philadelphia when I could have AEW right in my backyard? But I would love to do something with my Philadelphia fans, man. There are a couple of breweries out there that I'd love to visit. Thank you for the $10, brother, and thank you for stopping by the venue. As always, William Appleton with a $1.99 super chat. He leaves no message. Bro, you're better off giving that $1.99 to the bartenders. Helping serve the cold beverages tonight, man. Make sure you guys tip your bartenders. Tenario128 with a $5 super chat. JD, are you a fan of Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, Korn, or Puddle of Mud? I am not a fan of Limp Bizkit. I am not a fan of Rage Against the Machine. I think they're awful. Korn, I was a fan of, but no longer a fan of them. Puddle of Mud, no. Puddle of Mud is a absolute chick band if I ever seen one, man. Chad Hopper with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, keep up the great work. Sad to say, I've gotten to the point that I can't watch Raw anymore. So much wasted talent. Bro, it's not just Raw. It's SmackDown as well. So much wasted talent in WWE, period. Not just on Raw. Lauren Hutton with a $2 super chat. Drew will be booed. Losing wouldn't have hurt him. Yes, but losing also would have kept him out of Money in the Bank. Which I told you, WWE is not about to do. He's their biggest name outside of Bobby Lashley. God Tongue with a $5 super chat. They tell a perfect story with Riddle being the ultimate babyface, sitting through an injury, all for his friend Randy, only to ruin the ending. You said it, I didn't, bro. It's pretty much been the story of my complaint this evening. There's no reason why he couldn't win, but like I said, AJ's got a match with the Viking Raiders. Matt Riddle's already in Money in the Bank. What is Drew McIntyre doing at Money in the Bank if he loses? He doesn't have a spot. I don't think WWE is set to do that to Drew McIntyre. But yes, I don't know why AJ Styles couldn't be pinned. Matt Riddle did not need to be pinned. Lauren Hutton with a $2 super chat. Raw equals Raw always. Or ratings always whack. Bradley Robinette, $1.99. Have you thought about calling Busted Open Radio? No. I don't have Sirius or a subscription to Sirius XM. My dream is to once be on, or finally get to Sirius and take this show to Sirius, man. I think we do very well. Delron Utsi with a $2 super chat. JD, you are a very great person. I appreciate you. Delron. Thank you, bro. D'Angelo Hayes with a $5 super chat. Salute to JD, the tribal chief of the IWC, celebrating my 39th birthday with a shot of Screwball peanut butter whiskey and a glass of Shorts Brewing Company PB&J Stout. Bro, I love me a good PB&J Stout, man. They're very tough to find. But thank you, D'Angelo. I appreciate you, brother. And happy 39th birthday, man. Enjoy it. It's your birthday and you're celebrating inside the venue, man. Drinks are on me. All night. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. It's impossible getting through 3 hours of these Raws. They are absolute trash. Are you going to this year's New York Comic-Con? I didn't know they had a Comic-Con this year. I thought it was going to be another fucking COVID-stricken virtual Comic-Con. I'd like to. But again, the month of October is going to be very busy for me, man, so I might not have a chance to do so. We might have to wait till 2022. Lauren Hunt with a $5 super chat. Whatever happened to Drew not getting any more title opportunities after his loss at Hell in a Cell? WWE logic. Watch him win Money in the Bank, too. Just turn him heel. They're going to have him win Money in the Bank, and they're going to have him cash in when Lesnar comes back to challenge Bobby Lashley. Just to kind of offset that. They're not going to do a one-on-one match against Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. They're going to have to throw Lesnar in there. Henley Pierre with a $4.99 super chat. JD, who will be your next strong babyface if you turn Matt Riddle heel? Matt Riddle's not going heel, Kenley. Matt Riddle should be a top babyface on Raw. Don't know why you think Matt Riddle's turning heel. The Beagle with a $4.99 super chat. In my honest opinion, Drew as a face is like Roman when he was a face in 2016. Also, Drew needs his Broken Dreams song back. This one he has now is god-awful. Yeah, I'm over his theme too, but you ain't ever getting that theme back, man. That's why YouTube exists. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Drew McIntyre will get go-away heat like 2006 John Cena at ECW One Night Stand in front of fans. And where the hell is Keith Lee? Keith Lee's home losing weight at the request of Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon, bro. Yes, he's going to get go-away heat at Money in the Bank. I guarantee you. Just like I said with Big E in the same match, I can't see fans cheering Drew McIntyre over Big E at this point. Not the way he's been booked. He seems so desperate nowadays, man. The fans will read right through that. Juan Vasquez with a $5 super chat. Keep up the good work, JD. I'll be happy with Roman versus Cena and Riddle versus Orton at SummerSlam. Good stories of bros and family. Sounds good to me, man. WWE is right now, I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They don't deserve it. But mentally, if you think about it, SummerSlam could be shaping up to be really fucking good, man, if they play their cards correctly. And WWE, sometimes, they usually fold when they have a winning hand. They need to go all in. Be confident with what you got, man. Jericho8131 with a $5 super chat. Shayna Baszler went from being NXT's most feared woman to Raw's biggest jobber on the shameful episode of WWE's flag shit show, Mundane Night Raw. You know, Shayna Baszler was defending her storyline with Alexa Bliss, saying that it's easy for her to be a badass. She plays that well. You guys know that she could play that well. She wanted something more to do, and she's defending this Alexa Bliss storyline because it shows off other aspects of her acting ability. Yes, but at the same time, she's not really being booked well at all. That's the problem that we have. If Shayna was being booked like a fucking badass and winning matches, then I don't think we would have a fucking problem with her acting ability. We just don't want to see her be a loser. It's very difficult to sit here and look at Shayna Baszler losing every match every single week, man. We got a 100 rupee super chat from Vardhan Engel. Yo, JD, caught your live stream earlier today, this morning. Do you think WWE will be able to bring the Money in the Bank prestige back after fucking it up for the past 3 years? Yes. I do. I think they're going to go about it in a different way, at least for the men. And if they have the opportunity to give Sasha Banks that Money in the Bank, I totally would do that as well. King Mo with a $1.99 super chat. NBA Conference Finals is greater than Monday Night Raw. So my boy Dr. Disrespect in the fucking crowd at the Phoenix Suns game, man. Good old Doc bringing that violence, speed, and momentum to the NBA playoffs. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. FYI, Damian Priest is 38 and turns 39 in September. Thank you, Solo, for the correction. Doesn't matter what age he is, man. He looks great, and WWE has a fresh face in him. They need to push him ASAP. Tenario128, $5 super chat. Shayna Baszler takes Humberto's spot in the letter L. Bro, she's there all by herself, man. Humberto, I'm relieving him of his duties. J-Ron Sanders with a $5 super chat. Wow, JD, I watched the show and I didn't even know Shayna Loser had a match tonight till I heard it on your podcast, and I watched Raw tonight. Appreciate you. Don't worry, bro. Everybody falls asleep at some point during the show. Gavin Deeth with an Australian $5. If Nikki Cross were to be managed by Mighty Molly learning to become a superhero, would this be AEW effect given how AEW uses legends? No. Why do we want Mighty Molly on WWE television? She wasn't anything special when she was there, when it was her time. Nothing about this gimmick is mighty. Nikki Cross and this gimmick is fucking trash. But Vince wants characters, so he created one that appeals to fucking 6-year-olds. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Thank you for the $5, Gavin. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Which Kofi would drown in a bathtub full of syrup? I don't know about that, Solo. Juan Vasquez with a $5 super chat. MVP versus Paul. That's what I want to see. Bobby Lashley versus Brock. Who's Paul? MVP versus Paul Heyman? In a battle of the promo? I'd take that. Zach JD, $4.99. How long will fans have to boo her before WWE finally takes Eva Marie off television? It's coming. Do you think they'd actually have the balls to put a title on her? Yes, I do. She may still find her way into Money in the Bank somehow, man. Don't put it past these people. We got a $5 super chat from Kaz. Eva Marie, the de-evolution of being nothing but a plastic Barbie doll who just can't wrestle or talk for the life of her. Hashtag off the channel kind of heat. WWE's gonna have a problem when they have to actually put her in the ring to wrestle, man, in front of fans. It ain't gonna go well at all. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, much respect. My guy, Jungle Boy, is now called Jungle Man. Eddie Kingston said nothing wrong. The other channel sucks. Another awesome review. Jungle Boy is on top of the fucking world right now, man. He may have lost to Kenny Omega. Had a shot at the AEW Championship, man, but I think he won today something greater than the AEW World Championship. Just saying. Thank you, Indigo. Juan Vasquez with a $20 super chat. Roman beats Cena. Then The Rock takes offense to his status as head of the table. Roman versus Rock at Mania. Then Roman's biggest enemy comes to light. Brock Lesnar. Who does Paul back up? Pretty much booked the rest of Roman Reigns' opponents, Juan. What But you got geeks out there thinking that Roman Reigns is losing the title sometime soon. No. That's exactly the way it's going to go, man. We're going to go from Cena to The Rock to Brock. Dayron Sanders with a $5 super chat. It was revealed yesterday at the BTE Awards that Cardi was preggo. Don't know how far along, but at least we know she can't physically get involved at SummerSlam. I would rather her not be involved at all. Goodbye. Talentless fucking hacks, man. DV Acme with a $5 super chat. What would be the last straw that would make you give up on WWE and make you exclusively cover other companies instead, JD? You know, DV, I don't think WWE could ever bring me to that point, because if I did stop watching, then I pretty much don't have a job here. The venue would close down and I would put a for sale up on the front window. If I covered other promotions, bro, it would not equal anything to what I'm doing now. I would not be able to sustain a way of life. I would just bitch and complain like I usually do. 16 hockey nerd fan with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, it's Edward. And this is my last day watching you because I'm having minimally invasive aortic valve replacement surgery tomorrow. Edward, that sounds absolutely horrific, bro. This better be not the last day you watching me, man. Come on now. Everybody in the chat, everybody in the venue, man, throw up those prayer emojis for Edward. He will be back in the venue, man. And he will have a cold beverage waiting for him when he gets back. That one guy with a $5 super chat. Do you watch YouTube boxing? And if so, do you find anything wrong with me liking Jake Paul, but I get bullied for it? What's your take on it? Bro, you could watch YouTube boxing, but I'm not going to make fun of you for it. You like what you like, bro. You find entertainment in it? God bless you, bro. We're here watching WWE fucking Monday Night Raw, man. Jonathan Costello with a $4.99 super chat. Good evening, Tribal Chief. Hope you're doing well, brother. I know it's been a bit since my last super chat, but can you do the Shayna ABCs? Absolutely funny. Jonathan, hopefully you were watching the show, man. I talked about it during her match with Nicole A.S.H. Almost a superhero, Nikki Cross. Yair White with a $1.99 super chat. Says nothing. Go tip your bartender, bro. I don't need you $1.99. Go tip the bartenders working the fucking venue tonight, bro. And that one guy with a $5 super chat. Do you watch YouTube boxing? If so, do you think there is anything wrong with me supporting Jake Paul? I get bullied for it. What's your take on this? Bro, you gave me two $5 super chats asking the same fucking question. Jesse says it for me and everybody else, bro. Who watches YouTube boxing and what pussy watches Jake Paul? But you like what you like, bro. Enjoy it. Pour yourself a cold beverage and enjoy it. Anyway, guys, I am about to get out of here, man. I'm about to get out of here, guys. I appreciate y'all stopping by. It's been a long night. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, man, hit that thumbs up. We got 773 likes right now, man. Can we at least get to 800? Can we at least get to 800? Hit the thumbs up. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. If you have done so, go check out all the other content on the channel. Monday Night Raw from last week, NXT, AEW on Saturday night, Friday night, SmackDown. Off the Script was live last night on YouTube at 8 p.m. If you guys missed it, go check it out. 2.5 hours worth of audio and visual content. Episode 382. There will be no NXT review tomorrow night. I will not be here live for NXT, man. I am hanging out with my friend Sean, and we're going to be drinking peanut butter whiskey. So no NXT inside the venue tomorrow night, man. Sorry to disappoint you, but I I don't think people are really that interested in good old black and gold. But anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. There's a fucking heat wave on the East Coast of New York City, man. Stay cool. Make sure you have a cold beverage in your hand at every given moment. But I'm getting in the Mustang. I'm hitting the highway. The windows are down. Or maybe not. Maybe the air conditioner is on. But it's the nighttime, man. The windows are down. I need two things from you guys. Number one, give me those guitar emojis in the chat. And number two, that music you're listening to, man, I want it on max. I'll see you guys on Wednesday back for Dynamite. Me and Jesse will be live on YouTube. I'll see you guys then.